Morning Matters. This morning we are broadcasting from the compound for Belize Estate Company Limited. Our guest this morning is Ian Courtenay. Ian, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Rhonda. I'm very good. The sun is shining, the wind is blowing. So.
Who would have thought, right? Who definitely would have thought? But nonetheless, this is a beautiful day, and today we have quite a lot in store for you. We get to hear Mr. Courtenay's opinion on a lot of matters that people will send in, but we also get to learn a little bit about National and Alamo and Belize Estate and what they do. For a lot of people, they've never come here. They don't know what here has to offer, and they've never rented a car. But guess what? Today we're here to tell you that you can afford to rent a car. A lot of times when Belizeans especially are looking for a car, they're like, I have to go see if I can get it from a friend or the neighbor. Or no, you can afford to rent your own car. And today we're going to show you how that is possible. Right, Mr. Courtenay?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about National and Alamo.
There are three different levels. The National Rent-A-Car is basically primarily for business travelers and executives who are all about efficiency and just picking up their car. The documents are already ready. All they have to do is sign and walk away with whatever vehicle they requested. Of course, for that privilege, they pay a little higher price. And then we have Enterprise, which is the mid-level brand, and Enterprise was started as away from the airport. So if you have a insurance issue, somebody crashed into your car, and insurance will cover a rental for a couple of days while it's being fixed, and that sort of thing, you would go to Enterprise, which is in the what they call the home offices, and they are more geared towards that kind of coverage. And then of course the Alamo brand is vacation, leisure, mom who is planning the holiday for the entire family and needs to pack everybody's bags and look after all the arrangements. They go and do the hunting for bargains and stuff. Alamo tends to offer far more discounts and promotions and that sort of stuff. And they don't need the executive vehicles, the bigger vehicles. They're all about efficiency and spend money on the vacation rather on the trappings that you need to get around. And we have an office here at Belize Estate, as well as of course at the Philip Goulson International Airport. And we offer a wide range of vehicles.
I like that. I like the fact that you say that there is something for everybody, because in this country and for everywhere else that you're looking from, different people have different needs. When I'm here in Belize and I want to take my family out, definitely I'll be looking for gas, I'll be looking for efficiency, I'll be looking for how many days I can get for the least amount of money. But when I'm traveling, let's say I go to Trinidad, I just want something because I need something to work well, I need it to be there at the airport, I need all of that. So you have one company that can provide all of that for me.
Correct. That is correct. And likewise, because we're a part of a global franchise, we can make the connections for you. I mean, you can go online and do it yourself as well. But if, like you say, you're a business trip and it's 2 days and you don't need the hassle of doing that, you can call us. We can make the connections for you so that you go to Trinidad or wherever and you have the same experience. That is the hallmark that Enterprise Holdings, the companies that owns these franchise, they want to have you to have the same experience if you're in Chicago, if you're in Trinidad, in Belize, in Australia, so that when you come to one of these counters, you'll be greeted the same way, the same type of clean, well-maintained vehicles. We pride ourselves in offering the best prices for the categories that we offer vehicles for. So that is what we want to do and make it as easy as possible for the renter.
Absolutely amazing. I love it. I've used their car a few times to get around this country, and I must say that I've been quite pleased. Your rates, because I'm sure especially for the local market, when people are thinking of renting a car, especially for the family, I mean, because that is where you're, as the mom that maybe is staying at home or watching the budget and has 3 children and a husband to cater for, where does your price range start from?
So we have vehicles, like you say. I mean, we being a part of Belize Estate, they are the authorized dealers for Ford and Kia. So we have Ford and Kia vehicles. All our vehicles are about 2 years or younger, nothing over that. One of the franchise guidelines that we want. So we have late model vehicles, starting with the smallest from the Kia Soul and the Ford EcoSport, which are, for American markets, they say it's 5 passengers, but really 4 adults is more comfortable in those vehicles. But if you have 3 kids to throw in the back and 2 adults, that works perfectly. And these vehicles start at 135 Belize dollars per day. And we go up. We have the full line. We go all the way up to, we have the 15-seater vans, the SUVs, the Ford Everest, the Ford Explorer. We have the Kia Sorentos, the Mojaves. We have the Sportages. So everything for your needs. And Belize does have quite a bit of more rugged roads. So we, with the exception of our compact SUVs, all the vehicles are either all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive.
You said something about the 15-seater vans. I think that, let's say the 19th is coming up. They have Christmas coming up. A lot of times people want to go on these vacations, but they don't want to drive. So you can rent a car from here or a van from here, take the whole family, lock, stock, and barrel, like we would say in Creole, and then get somebody to drive you. Right. That way everybody can relax. All right, well, this is a beautiful day, and since we have Mr. Courtenay here, we're going to ask him some regular morning matters. I'm sure that a lot of you out here know Mr. Courtenay because he's a musician as well. He not only works here when there's the steel band's going, you see him out there acting all happy and all that. What's going on with the steel band or the steel band?
Well, yes, I'm for 13 years now a member of Pantempter Steel Orchestra. That is my release. It's purely for fun, enjoy it. And the band this year is celebrating its 25th anniversary in existence. So we're making it a big year for us. We do have on the 1st of December an anniversary concert coming up, which is going to be a treat for Belize. We're really putting a lot of work into it. For those of you who have seen us at Panyard and in Carnival know that apart from our enjoyment of the music and providing good music, a big part of our enjoyment is the show. We like to put on a show for our audience and so on and get that reaction from the audience. So we're pulling out some big surprises for this anniversary concert.
Well, as the time draws near, hopefully we get the opportunity to speak with Mr. Courtenay again concerning that. But nonetheless, this is Morning Matters. You can send your matters in to us. The number is on the screen. You can email it to us. I have to remind you that we only take texts. Please don't call. You can text us, you can WhatsApp us, you can email us. You have to send your matter in the form of writing because I can't have you call on here and call Ian's name and say, I see him over yonder when I never even he. Chances are he no one be he, but chances are somebody once said a he. You understand that that's how the fight start. Yeah. That's how they say it in a Creole. That's how the fight starts. So any matters of your own?
Well, interesting to hear what your audience has, but one of the things, of course, that we are as a country grappling with is the issue of crime in society. Personally, I think there are many reasons why we have the issue to deal with, and it's something that I think we as a country need to try to take a holistic approach, get the politics out of it and so on. I don't think anyone starts out saying I want to be a criminal. There's circumstances and situations that force people into it, and then of course we are affected with American television that in some cases glorifies some of the lifestyles that people may want. But I think a lot of it is economic. It's an economic issue, really, that where people are put in a situation where, to feed their kids and to educate their kids, whether it's white-collar crime or blue-collar crime or whatever, these people have to take these steps. I really don't think that it is a path that somebody chooses from the get-go.
I agree with you. I think that also as parents, I don't know how you grew up, but I grew up relatively poor. And but as much as we grew up relatively poor, our goal was always to go to school, pass, because we don't want to remain poor. I think that it is our duty as parents to empower our children and have them understand that the condition that they're in at 5 or 7 or 9 is only temporary if they do the right thing. You can go to elementary school here for practically nothing, for almost nothing, right? Pretty much, yes, you have to make sure that you have your basic necessities. But I feel that we as adults are not doing enough, because if I come home in the evening, and I, as a parent, you and we say, you know, things are bad and I can't feed the children are hearing, and, you know, this one this and that one that. No, we have to take responsibility. We are too complacent. We blame, we complain. Yes, things are not perfect. Things are not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But individually, we have to make little steps to make little difference and in our home.
I would agree. But the reality is, and we hear this all the time, yes, there are programs where fees are covered and so on. But, you know, there's still the uniform to buy, and there's still the shoes for the kids to wear, and there's still the books that need to be purchased. So there is a cost. And as these different costs come, perhaps maybe our priorities as a people are not set where they should be. And that's an easy way out to say that. But I mean, very often we have seen kids, you know, on the side of the street at stores and so on, begging and showing you a letter that they are accepted to school and so on, but they can't afford the uniform, or maybe that's just an excuse to go and get change from people. But I think deep down there's that need. But I agree with you, Rhonda. I mean, yeah, I guess I was fortunate enough. My parents were successful professionals, and so I did not grow up poor. But at the same time, my parents taught me the value of money. They did show and teach me the giving back and service to community. You know, but like you said, we were also taught that you have to work for what you want. You have to do good in school because that is the way that you are able to better yourself, and gave you the wish that you want to better yourself no matter where you start off on the economic ladder.
That is true. So today I empower you to say something positive to your children. Think something positive to start with. Think something positive. It doesn't matter how dark the hole that you're in. Think something positive. Your thoughts become your things. And if every day you pay attention on how you can get better, I guess through God's grace, you will become a little better one day at a time. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy. It's still going to be hard and painful, but it is possible. Well, since we've heard that, let's jump into somebody else's matter. Good morning. My name is, and she says her name. Every time my husband comes home, he accuses me of having somebody here before he got here. What am I to do? I'll go first. I would ask him what makes him feel that way, because if every day my husband come home and say, who you had here? First, I'd have to say he's joking. It has to be a bad joke. It has to be his way of being comical, because he can't imagine that if he's married to me, that I'd have somebody home while he's at work, unless I have history of that, unless my history has given him the reason to believe that that is possible. But if I am being a good wife and I've never done that, and he has no reason to believe that, then I would have to ask him what causes him to believe that. If he has reason to believe that, because of my past action, I will have to reassure him that, look, that old person is dead and gone. I'm a new person. I didn't do it. I'm not going to do it. And until he is comfortable, because I might have been the first one to violate his trust. And because I violate his trust, I have to be patient with him. And I have to be kind, and I have to be understanding. And I can't be the first one to get vexed and say, look, man, and I don't tell you 10 times and I have nobody here. That's the price you pay for violating his trust. So it depends what caused it.
Agreed. And also, I mean, you know, relationships are a constant work. I mean, don't get that wrong. But I also believe that, as you said, if there's an issue in the past and so on, and if you as two adults in a relationship decide that you're going to get over that, deal with it and leave it in the past, then you can't drag it out every single day. You know, but there's two sides to every story, and if somebody is accusing without any real reason or stuff, perhaps it's a conscience issue.
That is a possibility as well, but it can't be so bad. I mean, you think it could be so bad that I am at work. Let's say I'm the bad one. I'm the bad spouse, and I am at work. And I know that you're at home. Why would I think that? Because at work I couldn't do nothing bad much all day. I mean, I had to work. If I had time for do something, you're like, possible, possible not. But if I'm at work, the chances are maybe I have 1 hour to do something out of the way. You have 9. You're at home. I mean, why would I even bother with you if I'm doing it? Like, that wouldn't even bother me because I would be so happy with my bad behavior during the course of the day that I don't have time to accuse you.
Well, contrary to maybe popular modern day belief, we still live in a somewhat macho society, and
It's true.
I could do it, but you can't, kind of thing, and that is a reality. The whole fight for equality has not reached equal status, to be honest. You would think that, but there are men out there who don't believe or subscribe in such equal treatment.
Well, I also think that it could be his insecurity. Maybe you're a hot girl, and in his mind, and he's thinking, gosh, this girl can't be here all day by herself being loyal and hot and whatever the case is, so she has to be doing something. Whatever the case is, I say both of you will figure it out in time and together. And then if you can't figure it out in time and together, you go and seek professional help. A little counseling can't hurt anybody. Good morning. I live with a man. I guess it's supposed to be, she lived with a married. I guess I'm hoping that she's saying that she's lived with a man for 10 years and married to him. And now he came home with a vamp. What am I to do? I don't know that I'd have time for conversation. I would probably, because I don't want to hear any explanation for that.
Well, no, I mean, that is obviously a sign of something happening. I mean, you walk home with a sign, evidence per se. But when you're in a relationship, things do happen. You may be the person who says that any sign of it and I'm through the door. In my view, you never want to use circumstances or especially children to be a crutch or a reason, but one has to take into account your feelings. I mean, if you're in love with that person, then you need to sit down and it has to be an equal thing, and you have to, you can't accept that, and like you say, if somebody's having an affair and come home with signs of an affair, or whether it's a one-time thing or not, doesn't matter. I think you need to really sit down and think, is that the life you're prepared to put up with? So to make an excuse or to buy an excuse for somebody coming home with a vamp, male or female, I think is a shallow way of looking at it, because that will only continue, and if you let it go once, the chances are, and make a big deal of it, you think, but that person, if they have that want or need, that they may be in that relationship for not the right reason, and so they're still looking around and going around having fun, then you, as the person who is sitting at home or in love and want to make that work, it can't happen only one way. You have to have both sides working at it.
I understand this in love thing maybe a little bit different than the average person, because I can't be in love with you, Ian, if you're not in love with me back, because I will have to learn to love you from far.
Yeah.
Because the pain that you will bring, or the person will bring, to come into our home or the house or whatever with something, I mean, there would have to be an excuse or a reason that I've never heard ever yet, because there might be a real logical explanation to why it happened. There might very well be. So, but if there, I doubt there is, because I can't think of one, and I've lived a very long time and I've heard lots of excuses. I would say I would have to learn to love him from far, because he doesn't love or respect me the way that I love and respect him. And I believe that in a relationship there has to be reciprocity. People say, oh, Rhonda, that people make mistake. Mistake is walking out here with the phone in one hand and a coffee in the other one, and not looking where I'm going, and then I trip. That is a mistake.
I think you said something very important, and it's the perception of what love is.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we start off in relationships, especially for younger people who getting into relationships that have not identified exactly what love is. They feel that it's the excitement and the heart palpitations when this person walks in the room and stuff. And yes, you may find somebody that does that to you for the rest of your life. But in 9 out of 10 times, especially as young couples or young people going into relationships, that is a different drive to a relationship than what, the everyday, day in, live with me, love me, children, ups and downs through, it is a different thing. And I think for young people especially who get caught up with, oh, he treat me good and he buy me this and that, yes, that is nice, but in life and in reality, it's a little bit more than that.
What is it in your mind?
Wow. How much time we have on this show?
A little time.
No, I will say, and I don't think I have it perfect. I have been married for 12 years now, and I think it is a relationship where communication is an extremely important part of it. Respect, having respect for each other and so on is another big part of it. Many times, you see people, the old cliche, they go to church with the family and so on, but the Friday night and Saturday night, they're out there doing things that they don't want the people who are in church seeing them doing, that kind of thing. That is not having respect for your partner. But, it is not... for me, it's this. For you, it may be something else. I don't think it's one shoe fits all. But if you are happy in a relationship and you are willing to work at the issues that come up in a relationship, whether it be financial issues or how you parent a child, the in-laws and dealing with, these are all things, it's just reality. You have people who live very intertwined with their family, and if you are somebody who is willing to, I didn't grow up like that, but I like that, and so on. So that's all part of it. It's becoming one with somebody else and sharing your life. It's not turn it off today because I feel like go drink with the boys every Friday night. But there are those who like that. That's why I say so. It's not a. There's not a Bible, I don't think, that says exactly what will work for me. But as my wife will tell me, and I agree, having read the book, we really need to understand how men think as women, and men need to understand how women think as men, so that what to me may be a clear-cut answer to a woman is not what she was looking for. And and we have this, the book Men Are From Mars and Women Are From, this is an excellent book to read, because there are differences.
You said a lot, but I think one of the things that you said in there, maybe without saying it, is that you have to care enough to want to do better.
Yes.
You have to care enough to want to make it work and to please your partner, because if you don't care and you say it's going to be my way, chances are before 12 years finish, you're going to find yourself on the highway by yourself. On that note, we're going to take a break and be back.
At West Track Belize City, we are looking to help you save both your time and money. We've also improved our stock levels to ensure we have everything you might need for your automotive or agricultural needs. Additionally, West Track has added heavy-duty and industrial parts to keep your trucks and equipment running. At West Track Belize City, we understand that your time is important, so we want to bring our services to you at your convenience. Now you can simply send us a message on WhatsApp or Facebook, and we will be right there to help with any questions you may have.
knows that the best time is always around the table. And when it's great food, it's gotta come from the best. Quality poultry products. This the wheat chicken.
Hello and welcome to A&R.
With a wide variety of household items, party supplies, and gift ideas to choose from, A&R is definitely the shopping spot of choice for you. We have loads of kitchen appliances such as freezers, washers, refrigerators, pots, pans, and other items including stationery, school bags, swimming pools, sturdy plastic chairs, and toys for boys and girls. Check out A&R at any of our many locations in San Pedro, Orange Walk, Cayo, and Belize City. At A&R, we strive to provide all your shopping needs under one roof.
give me no soft drink, where ordinary. Please give me a Pepsi Cola, Pepsi Cola, Pepsi Cola. Alright, 7 Up, dig it up, dig it up. 7 Up, dig it up, dig it up. Hola, hola, hola. Can I get a 7 Up per Pepsi Cola? Pepsi Cola.
Seaboard Marine is the leader in ocean transportation. We now offer shipping of container loads and less than container loads, including units such as heavy machinery, trucks, tractors, buses. We also can ship your small item like barrels, televisions, refrigerators, pallets, anything your heart desire, we can ship. We not only ship from the States to Belize, but we now clear customs for you and deliver directly to your door. Imagine this, the goods of your choice from the store of your preference delivered to your door in less than 1 week. That's right. Give Seaboard a call today at 223-0043 or visit us at number 2 Northern Street in Belize City. Seaboard, we ship, you shop, we deliver. Seaboard is a member of the Betalco Group of Companies. Welcome back to Morning Matters right here from Belize Estate Company Limited in Belize City. Ian Courtenay in with me this morning, not only sharing about all the fun vehicles that they have and excellent price range, but a little bit about life. He's been married for 12 years and he has what some people would say is a respectable marriage. You never see Ian out there standing on a bar table, overdoing himself, you know.
It's not without my wife. I may be there, but she's always there, so.
She's enjoying it too.
Yes.
See, what do you think keeps a marriage together?
Work. You have to work at it. It is easy for you to, I think, get caught up in everyday life, you know, the grind of work and children and stuff, and forget that you're in a relationship and sharing life with somebody. For me, it has been a situation of you know, we take time out to do the little things that count for us. Luckily for my wife, I like to cook and she enjoys my cooking. So, you know, doing a special meal, acknowledging anniversaries and birthdays may not mean as much to the gentlemen in society, but it means a lot to the females. And, you know, you have to recognize and take time out to cherish your partner. And I think in doing that, then the ups and downs of everyday life becomes easier. And, you know, I'm responsible for that. She's got that. You know, we form a team and it works for us.
How do you know when you are ready to be married? A lot of people out there are getting married just because. They're getting married because I've been with him for 5 years and it's the right thing to do, or I'm getting married because we have 2 children, or I'm getting married because I'm pregnant. In your opinion, how do you know when you're ready to be married?
You know, again, for different people, it's different times. I had a friend that I worked with when I was much younger, and she, a little bit older than me, told me, Ian, don't get married until you're 35. Men are not ready and they don't know what they want before that. Well, I almost got to 35. I was 34. I took my time. But in all honesty, I think when you are ready, you know. You get a feeling. For me, it was a realization that, you know, there's lots more to life than, you know, just existing and partying and traveling and whatever, if you don't have somebody to share it with. And I got to the point where I felt, you know, that is what I'm missing in my life. I mean, I was working, I was out of, you know, I had my own apartment sort of thing. And I wanted to share what I was doing with someone significant. Taking family vacations, having a family, and so on. I really just felt that I was ready. When I was younger, I said I wanted to be a professional student, and especially if I could get someone to pay for it, even better. But I got tired of that, and I wanted to start a career, and I felt that I wanted. It helped me, I think, that I was ready to get married. I didn't get married for all the reasons you listed, that social pressure, that, okay, you're out of school, you're working now, you need to, or that. But we say this fairy tale thing of seeing across a room and falling immediately in love. I don't know if that is, for some people, it may be a reality. It wasn't for me. We grew into love. It didn't take us very long. But I think when you are ready, you will meet that person that, for me, that I knew I could share my life with. Because in a relationship, you have to compromise. And if you are asked as a person to compromise on things that are intrinsic to what makes you you, I'm a people person. I like being around people. If I'm going to get married to somebody who does not like to socialize and stuff, then that will be a constant battle. And what am I going to change who makes me? Now, yes, I can deal with not covering the toothpaste thing or the toilet seat issue or all those things that people then make a big issue out of. I can compromise on the small stuff in life that is neither here nor there. But I think having to compromise on who you are, the things that really make you, is not somebody that you need to be with if they're forcing you to make those types of changes.
And you were aware of that because you had a better sense of who you are. A lot of people don't know who they are before they get into relationships. So they don't think of all of that. They just think, oh, she pretty or he hot or whatever the case is, and they're smart or whatever. So you have to give yourself some time, okay? Some time. I've been living with this woman for 11 years. Now she doesn't want to work and she wants to control me. How do I handle this?
Wow. Well, that's a good question. I think, once again, it's this issue of communication. If it's not something that you are prepared to live with, for you, if it's fine that she doesn't work, that works for you guys as well. Especially financially, if you can afford it. But the issue of being controlled, unless you're somebody who wants life script out for you and happy to go along with it, I don't see how you can change and accept that. And that makes life difficult.
A lot of times people say, he wants to control me or she wants to control me or whatever the case is. I think that a lot of times people don't necessarily, you have to look at it fairly first. It might not be that they want to control you, but they have boundaries and guidelines that you don't want to follow. You want to be a single person in a relationship, and they might want to be a committed, functioning person in a committed relationship. Yeah. So you have to be fair when you say they want to control you. You might say, well, she don't want I go out no Friday night anymore. Guess what? She mightn't mind you go out Friday night if you come home at a reasonable hour. She mightn't mind you go out if you take her along. She mightn't mind you go out if you didn't come home smell like you drink 3 bottles of rum. So it's not so much that she might want to control you, other than she might want order in her home. Where it comes to her not working, I always say, how you find me is how you expect to keep me. So if when 11 years and never work, no expect me to work on the 12th. But if I was working from 0 to 11 and I am unable to work in this moment, I would expect you to understand. If immediately I say, you know what, he's making enough money and I don't want to work anymore, that is something that I should have discussed with you before I made that decision, because your expectation of me and what I expect from this relationship sometimes are not exactly the same.
Agreed. I agree with what you say there. And also, Rhonda, I think there is another issue that, as a society, again, the Belizean society, we are not very big on the entrepreneurial spirit yet. Perhaps she may be unhappy working where she is or who she has to work for. But I think, as you say, it has to be a communication. Perhaps she may have something in mind that she can or would want to do with your support, and that may be something else, that a company or a business or something that the family unit can build on. So I agree. Yes, it's and definitely it's not a black and white thing. But again, the importance of communication, him finding out why she doesn't want to work, what's the root cause of it, and the controlling part. Agreed that there's the other side. What you may seem as being controlled may not necessarily be the same. Exactly. Too often I've heard of, and I've had friends that have had this situation, that go out the Friday night and blow half the money. And then, we have to struggle at home to buy the groceries Saturday morning. So she may say, okay, you can go out, but here, take 50 and give me the 150 because I have to provide for everybody.
Of course,
right?
and now he vexed with that because he now
He's being controlled. Yeah.
maybe you need to be controlled. Exactly. I found out that my common-law is cheating. We have a 2-year-old and she is pregnant. I am now thinking that the baby is mine. I want to leave. Should I pay her rent? I think it's a man that sent this, and he found out that the woman is cheating and he has a 2-year-old son with the woman. He also found out that she is pregnant and he's not sure if the baby is his or not, and he wants to know if he should pay the rent. I'll let you go first.
All right. Well, first of all, I think as adults, we have to remember that children have no cause in what is going on in a relationship from the get-go. They didn't ask to be born, they didn't ask for you and I to be parents and stuff. And so in the first case, we have to do right by kids. And I've often thought, and it's my belief, that children should not be a reason for somebody to stay in a relationship. Because if that's not a healthy, happy relationship, children pick up these things. Although we think we're hiding it from them and so on, and it is the example that they carry with them. And I think that's very important. Now, as to the issue of paying rent and I think you need to settle for yourself whether the child is yours or not, and that can be done scientifically. But it's what's in your heart. Paying rent, does this mean that they're separating? Right? You have to support. You have to do right by your children. You have to provide a home for your not necessarily, you have to provide a home for your child. So if they're going to not live with you and they're going to live with her, you have to provide what is necessary for your child to have a roof over their head and to have food. Even if you want to get into the nitty-gritty and fight about how that money is spent and so on, but it's not the child's fault. And so you have to, in my view anyway, you have to provide for your child.
I think that it is unfortunate that you have this issue at this time, that she is pregnant, that you believe that she cheated on you. But the facts are, let's see the facts first. The facts are that both of you share a child that's 2 years old. That's what you believe. The fact is that she's pregnant, and the chances are, because you were with her, it could be your child as well. Based on those facts, if you don't want to wait in the home to find out if this child is yours, I would say if it is fixable just because of everything that's going on. Cheating for me is unforgivable, but that is just for me. People treat their cheating differently. So you have to ask yourself some questions before you make the decisions. You should not make a permanent decision on a temporary feeling. Chances are you might be willing to forgive her. You might be wrong that she's cheating or not. Your mind might change once you realize that this child is yours and it's not for Tom Jones. So there's lots of things. If you need some time away to think, you have to keep your home as stable as possible until you have proof that it is not your child, or until your mind is made up. So yes, if you want, I would say you can leave the home temporarily. You have to maintain the home because that is your duty as man and as father to that child that you have in there. And after 9 months, you can make your permanent decision. But in the meantime, I say leave your home as stable as possible until you find out what the truth is and you decide how you're going to cope with what the reality is.
And Rhonda, life is not perfect. People make mistakes. And it is quite possible that if you two the two individuals we're talking about here can work it out and so on, there is no reason why he cannot be a perfect father figure to that child, whether it's his or not. If they're in a relationship that works, I mean, mistakes have been made. If you are willing to accept it and so on and be the father figure for that child, there's no reason why that can't work.
I understand in the ideal world that can work. See, all of these things can work if you know how to cope with them and if you are willing. For starters, they're not married. So he does not have the sense of commitment yet to that relationship, even though she has had a child for him already, right? You might disagree, and that is why we're both here. And now to bring another child that is questionable into the relationship, there's so much work that will need to go into it. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a hard road. And if you are willing to tread on that hard road, then you have to make some real commitments to ensure that it works. Because if you don't make these commitments, if the foundation is not strong, then to get into this, it's going to be even more shaky. So you have a lot to think about.
Agreed. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I didn't say that is what this person should do.
I understand.
But I am just saying that if, as adults who have sat down and come to grasp with the situation, and he is willing to forgive or overlook or whatever you want to say, the circumstances of the cheating, it's possible. People do it out there all the time. But you can't take, I mean, my thing is the child or children in a relationship have to come first. Whether I hate you or not or whatever, and so you can't take that out. And this is where I see people make the mistake of, I mean, cutting out, not pay the rent and so on. Who is that going to hurt? I mean, this, exactly. And, you know, I mean, that is unfair to the child. The child didn't cheat on you. The child didn't ask you to be dad or anything. You, as a consenting adult, got into that. And you have to live up to your responsibilities. I believe, and I agree. I mean, I'm not looking at it with rose petal glasses or anything like that. It will take a lot of work. And again, you mentioned seeking professional help. That is something that should not be looked down upon. You know, we get a driver's test and so on before you get licensed and so on. But, you know, we don't require anything for people to get married, except if you get married in the church, and they do want you to get some period of counseling.
It's a small time.
But it is work. I suppose I should give my wife a little plug as a counselor in her own private practice.
Where is she? How can people find her? Every day people out here are looking for counselors. I am not joking. People are in need of counseling, and I like that you said that people should not be ashamed or shy to seek counseling. Especially, I find that the men in our society, they need the help because they really want to do better as men and as individuals, but they're so ashamed to go for it. And the things that we should be ashamed of as people, we're proud of. So we have it all mixed up.
No, yes, it is. And unfortunately, there's just not enough professional counselors out there for the needs that we have. But yes, I agree, nothing to be ashamed of. You know, perhaps that's why my relationship is as strong as it is.
You married a counselor?
Right. But
she's working on you.
Quite possibly, right? Without me knowing, I might be the controlled husband. But anyway, I'm happy. So if that's the case,
how can people find her?
Well, she is in private practice, and as you know, the confidentiality of counseling is something that she holds very dearly in her profession. So she can be reached at 670-6080. Leave a message or send a text, because if she's in a session, she won't answer her phone. But you know, it is something that, you know, if you have your family pastor or so, it is always a good idea in a difficult situation if you can get a somewhat a third-party opinion, unbiased or so. You know, it is good to sound off. If you have such a friend, that's good too. But a professional counselor, I have been reliably informed, doesn't give you the answers. They help you to come to your conclusions that you need to come to. You know, they show you, give you tasks and stuff that help you look in the proper direction for yourself, and that it's not a shop where you can go to get the answer. But yes, counseling is something very important, and I like that in schools now. Most schools have a counseling program and so on, and I think it is a helpful thing. We live in a society right now where there's a lot of trauma, whether it be emotional trauma, psychological, and so on. And it is not like when we were kids, where it was free to go out and play baseball in the street, and that kind of stuff is changing, and so we have to be able to cope with the pressures of society and allow children to learn how to deal.
After you pick the place, pick up a great deal at Alamo on all kinds of vehicles for every vacation, because everyone loves a little getaway and big savings. Alamo.
At West Track Belize City, we are looking to help you save both your time and money. We've also improved our stock levels to ensure we have everything you might need for your automotive or agricultural needs. Additionally, West Track has added heavy-duty and industrial parts to keep your trucks and equipment running. At West Track Belize City, we understand that your time is important, so we want to bring our services to you at your convenience. Now you can simply send us a message on WhatsApp or Facebook, and we will be right there to help with any questions you may have.
Knows that the best time is always around the table. And when it's great food, it's gotta come from the best. Quality poultry products. That's the wheat chicken.
Welcome to a piece of paradise on earth. Hunters Conference and Cottages. Allow us to help you escape from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. We provide all modern conveniences for you, our valued traveler. Each cottage is surrounded by greenery and timeless landscape of mature trees and open fields. At Hunters, we offer every home comfort and a slew of simplistic spoils. Come in today and have us host your conference, wedding, yoga retreat, or even that family reunion. Give us a call at 672-1000 or visit us online at huntersbelize.com. Hunters Conference and Cottages. Come get away with us.
Belmopan Aggregates and Hardware has it all. They have construction material, generators, appliances, Makita and Dualt tools, pressure systems, and motorcycles. They are the authorized dealer for Generac backup generators and power washers, Husqvarna riding mowers, lawnmowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. They carry water pumps and woodworking equipment. Visit Belmopan Aggregates and Hardware to get a full line of fencing material, roofing, steel, retail and wholesale steel rebar, Maya cement, cement blocks, and sand and gravel. Get the latest in appliances, ovens, refrigerators, air conditioning, and so much more. Belmopan Aggregates and Hardware is located at Forest Drive, Belmopan. Opening hours Monday through Fridays, 7:45 a.m. to 5:15 p.m. Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. Belmopan Aggregates and Hardware. Quality goods, excellent service at the best prices.
Hello and welcome to A&R.
With a wide variety of household items, party supplies, and gift ideas to choose from, A&R is definitely the shopping spot of choice for you. We have loads of kitchen appliances such as freezers, washers, refrigerators, pots, pans, and other items including stationery, school bags, swimming pools, sturdy plastic chairs, and toys for boys and girls. Check out A&R at any of our many locations in San Pedro, Orange Walk, Cayo, and Belize City. At A&R, we strive to provide all your shopping needs under one roof.
up her Pepsi Cola. Pepsi Cola.
Seaboard Marine is the leader in ocean transportation. We now offer shipping of container loads and less than container loads, including units such as heavy machinery, trucks, tractors, buses. We also can ship your small item like barrels, televisions, refrigerators, pallets, anything your heart desire, we can ship. We not only ship from the States to Belize, but we now clear customs for you and deliver directly to your door. Imagine this, the goods of your choice from the store of your preference delivered to your door in less than 1 week. That's right. Give Seaboard a call today at 223-0043 or visit us at number 2 Norfolk Street in Belize City. Seaboard, we ship, you shop, we deliver. Seaboard is a member of the Betalco Group of Companies. Welcome back to the third and final segment of Morning Matters. What a lovely day here at Belize Estate and Company Limited, reminding you when you're looking for a car, truck, van, SUV, anything that can get you from point A to point B in style, stop in at Alamo National and Enterprise. They're here in Belize City as well as at the International Airport. And if you're traveling to another country and you want to make your arrangements from here, they can assist you in doing so. Am I not right?
Correct, yes.
So this will be...
Just to give a little plug to Belize Estate, as I said, they're the dealers for Ford and Kia, but Belize Estate tries to be a one-stop for transportational needs. We also have Belize Estate Trucking for the container trucks and so on. We have shipping, so we're the agents for shipping line as well. And of course the parts for your vehicle needs. We do have the genuine parts for Ford and Kia here at Belize Estate, and we also have the Napa brand for aftermarket parts. So try to do everything to alleviate any of your transportational needs.
All right. Well, now that we have all that information out there, you should not be in any discomfort or pain where your traveling needs, your transportational needs are concerned in the near future. All right. How are you enjoying this morning?
No, this is fun. I like it.
That means we can come back again.
Yes.
Anytime, he said. I heard him say anytime under his breath. Anytime. Let's see if we have another matter here. Good morning. I have an ex-girlfriend and she have Facebook password and always posting up pictures of she on my Facebook and I did at jail. Well, I would imagine if you are in jail, people that are your friends will know that you're in jail and they will know that somebody else has access to it and not you. So that's not your Facebook anymore. That's the she Facebook.
Well, I mean, yes. One's assuming if this person is posting up to you, they have access as well.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
So that no, what I'm saying is that if he has access, then he can change his password.
Well, that too. You're right. But maybe he doesn't. I don't think they have access in jail. Maybe somebody's calling him and say, well, you know, I see your girl post some pictures this morning on Facebook. If you have access like Ian says, go ahead and change your password. If you don't have access and there's nothing you can do about it, then don't worry about it. Once you can't fix it or change it, then forget it. That's her password. That's her Facebook. That's her business. She can do what she wants because technically people can name their Facebook anything. So just consider it that she Facebook named Tom Jones and she putting up pictures on it and that's her. When you come out, you make your own Facebook and you don't give nobody your password and you keep your life pushing.
But Rhonda, that touches on something that I think in today's society, again, we don't give in Belize. We tend to not give serious thought into the actions that we take in certain things. Social media in today's day and age has ramifications beyond a lot of times what we think about. And although it may be a trust issue or a convenience issue, when you give away access to something that represents who you are, we need to especially our young people today, need to start to think carefully about those types of things. You know, it's fine to say, oh, she's my girlfriend and I trust her, or my boyfriend or whatever, and I give passwords so that they could post up for me if I want and so on. But one needs to remember that in today's day and age, people are starting to look at these mediums to see who you are in your off the work life and so on. Lots of people who apply for jobs, the HR departments and staff will go online to see, what kind of person they present themselves to be and so on.
I separated with my wife more than a year ago because she cheated on me for more than once. 100%, I don't want her again. I am living now with a girl who just a little more than half my age, who I think still wants my ex. That is negatively affecting our seemingly perfect relationship. What do you recommend? I think what he is trying to say is that the ex is affecting his new relationship. And what should I recommend? Stop paying her attention. I mean, anything you feed will grow, and if you continue to feed her with attention or giving her any break or any thought, then yes, she can affect it. The only way she can affect your relationship is if you or the new lady allow.
Yes, I agree. I mean, once again, with the exception if there are children involved, then you will have to have some sort of a relationship. But you, as the person who has left a relationship and now in a new relationship, have to give the new relationship the priority that it's due, and the new person that you're in a relationship with. That person obviously has to understand, I have a child or children with the ex, but that is as far as it goes. And you can't allow the ex to be in a position that she can, in this case, interfere with the new relationship.
You're giving your ex too much power. I'm not sure why you're doing that, but you need to cut her off. My sweetheart is pregnant for her boyfriend. We have been together for 9 years.
Okay. It's your sweetheart. She has a boyfriend, so I mean, I don't know what the question there is all about.
I would say, are you sure it's not your baby as well? I mean, if both of you are playing in the same playpen, you never know who the flea come from, But if it, like Ian says, okay. Does this mean now that you don't want to be with her anymore? You should have stopped this 9 years ago. You should have never started. This is a case where I think if anything happens, it needs to come to the end now. You need to put it to the end. I'm with a guy for 12 years. I have 2 children. But for the past 3 years, I am not in love with him again. But I moved in with him last year. But everything just get worse. And I stay for the kids. What's your advice?
Well, as I say, you know where I stand on that position there. I think an unhealthy relationship that involves children only give children the impression of what a relationship is supposed to be, and that is not the example that you want the child to have. Staying in a relationship for the children does nothing good for the children. If you can separate from and show, you obviously have to show respect for, for the father or mother of the children, but to stay in that relationship is not doing the children any good.
It's not doing anybody any good. But you have to really, before you make a harsh decision, you have to sit down and think, what is the problem? A lot of times I want to blame you for the problem, but I am the problem. My behavior is the problem. My contribution, all of us contribute to a problem in a home in some shape, form, or fashion. So I would say, before you make the harsh, when you say it's not working out, it could be for many different reasons. You've been with him for so long, you never lived with him, maybe you never lived with anybody. And living with somebody is a problem by itself without children, much less with children. I would say take some time and seek a little counseling before you make any decision, because it doesn't matter where you go, your problems will always be a part of you if the problem is you. This is Morning Matters. Morning Matters is winding down. It's been a fun morning. We've been blessed with great weather. We've been blessed with a great guest this morning. Ian, anything you'd like to leave us with?
Well, of course, first of all, Enterprise, Alamo, and National Car Rentals are here to meet all the rental needs. So don't be shy to either meet us online or at for National, it's nationalcar.com. For Alamo, it's alamo.com. And for Enterprise, it's enterpriserentacar.com. Or give us a call here at BC or at the airport. We have one number that is answered by both, 225-2882. So let us meet your rental needs. In terms of Morning Matters, I totally enjoyed the interaction with your audience. And my one big parting shot is communication. Communication with whoever you're in a relationship, communication at work, communication with yourself. You need to really understand and take the time to figure out for yourself what you are all about, what you want, what you want in life. So it takes different forms.
Well, thank you very much, guys. Until next time, we definitely encourage you to take care of yourselves and each other. This is Rhonda along with
Ian Courtenay.
saying goodbye.